This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Morris Andrews Solicitors, Birmingham, the leading and best criminal defence solicitors. I really appreciate you joining me today, and the first story is about the murder that took place on the 7th of January 2025. This was the brutal murder of a 14-year-old boy on a bus. And of course people have been talking about this, blogs have been posting, but we won't post until we know the actual identity of the victim, because I don't want to be posting street names or drill rapper names to identify somebody, because that is not their name and that is not who they are completely as a person. Of course, we won't ignore anything that has been mentioned in other reports, but at the same time, I want to make sure that everybody understands that this is still a child that has been stabbed to death and his life has been taken. And as we can see from the crime scene footage provided by Crime Scene Images, thank you to Dave Nathan, it shows that this is a bus in the middle of a busy road near a very busy estate, and there would have been a lot of people potentially on this bus at the time of the murder, which also means that there was a lot of people that are potentially traumatised and affected by this, which again shows the ripple effect of knife crime and gang violence, where it's not just the people involved that are actually affected, it's most often people that are not involved that actually get traumatised. The official police report was initially, police are investigating the murder of a teenage boy in Woolwich, and they were called at 2:30 p.m. on the 7th Tuesday to reports of the stabbing on the bus, and the incident occurred on the Route 472 bus on Woolwich Church Street near the junction with the A205 South Circular Road. The police attended along with the London Ambulance Service and London's Air Ambulance, and the paramedics treated a 14-year-old boy at the scene who received stab wound injuries, and he sadly died shortly after the medics arrived. Formal identification is yet to take place, but the police are now confident and believe the boy was 14-year-old Kelyan Bokassa. His mother has done interviews that we'll speak about in a second, which also confirms his identity. Detective Chief Inspector Martin Thorpe said, following Kelyan's tragic death yesterday, specialist officers are now leading the investigation that is progressing at pace. They are asking for anybody that was on the bus or on the local road to come forward if they have any information. And he knows this is incredibly worrying for anybody that lives in Woolwich, and there will be enhanced police presence in the area to reassure the locals. It has later been revealed that this boy, as his mother said in an interview, was into music. The music that he was into was drill rap, and he appeared on channels such as Alchir TV, where as recently as Christmas Day, spoke about having rivals and also knife crime, etc, etc. His mother also said that he'd been expected to go to court the day after he was killed for possession of a machete. The reason as to why his mother is so open about this is because she's been battling to protect her son and keep him away from gang culture for a very long time. She even says he took a knife into school when he was 6 years old, and she blamed this on the gangs. Of course, some people will be fair to question the fact of how a 6-year-old is even around gang culture or even able to not be around the parents, and for parents to not know exactly what your child's up to. But sadly, that is the reality nowadays. It's so easy for people to drift away from their parents and to get involved in this. Kelyan was sadly in care in children's homes from the age of 10 years old. And his mother said that he often ran away from the care homes and he was missing for a year, and they believe living on the street or with gangsters. And he probably experienced something, she said, that she has no idea how bad it actually got. She fears that her son fell victim to a tit-for-tat gang clash over his role as a drill rapper. And she also mentioned that he was friends with another knife crime victim called Dejan Campbell, who was 15 years old, and I covered his murder on the channel last year in September. A vigil was held the day after to commemorate his life, but the papers have definitely gone with a lot more information in relation to what his mother has provided. The papers have focused on the fact of anything that he said in his music that could maybe make you think that he deserved to die. Which sounds really dark and really crass, but it's the real reality, because people are trying to find a reason as to why this person deserved to die. It's just something that we do. We don't want to believe that people were killed for no reason, but at the same time, just because somebody may have had a reason or a motive as to kill somebody, it doesn't mean that it's okay. And please don't forget that he was 14 years old. A lot of decisions that a 14-year-old makes are not necessarily the decisions they would have made if their brain was fully developed and they were an adult with the best support systems in place. A lot of these children have a very bad start in life and don't have the support systems in place and are influenced heavily by gangs. So nobody said that Kelyan was an angel. Nobody's trying to portray that, but please don't forget that he was still a child and he's still a human being. So I really appreciate you joining me for this update. We've followed this story and I want to pay my respects to Kelyan Bokassa and his family as well in this horrific time. And as of yet, there have been no arrests, but we'll definitely keep you updated on the progression of this story. So really appreciate you joining me. I'll be back again very shortly with some more uploads. Don't forget to turn on your notifications to stay up to date with the latest news from Scarcity Studios. Peace.
The incident occurred on a route 472 bus on Woolwich Church Road, near the junction with the A205 South Circular Road. Officers attended along with the London Ambulance Service and the London Air Ambulance. The initial alert was raised by a local officer out on patrol. Paramedics treated a 14-year-old boy at the scene who had received stab wounds, but really sadly he died shortly after medics arrived. Our thoughts at the time were with the victim's family and friends. This is a horrendous crime and I can't imagine what they must be going through right now. No arrests have been made at this early stage, but we are working at pace to identify and arrest those involved, and police cordons and road closures will remain in place while we continue to carry out inquiries. I know this will be a worrying time for everyone here in Woolwich, and all the more so given the very young age of the victim. The community can expect to see an enhanced police presence around the scene and the surrounding area. I would urge anyone who witnessed this horrific incident or has any information which might help to call police on 101 with reference 3795 of the 7th of January or call Crime Stoppers anonymously. Thank you.